Tonight, a cosmic gate of immense power, a celestial doorway that has been held open by the forces of destiny, is beginning its final, irreversible closure. What is happening in the heavens on December 8th, 2025, is not just another full moon. This is a final call, a sacred echo culminating in a deafening silence. For weeks, you, the chosen ones, the awakened souls, have felt it building, that electric hum in the air. The strange pull on your heart, the dreams so vivid they feel more real than your waking life. This is the energy of the full moon miracle portal, a once-in-a-generation alignment that has flooded our reality with 5D frequencies of instant manifestation and profound spiritual upgrades. But every portal that opens must also close, and this closure is happening now. This is your last chance. This is the final hour to secure the miracles that have been aligning for you all year. However, there is a grave warning I must issue, a caution that comes from the deepest levels of spiritual knowledge. There is one single subtle and devastating mistake that many of the most well-intentioned lightworkers will make in these final hours. An act so seemingly innocent, yet so catastrophically powerful, it has the ability to not just delay your miracles, but to completely block your spiritual miracle timeline, potentially for years to come. Do not let this be you. If you are watching this, it is because your higher self, your spirit guides, your ancestors have guided you here for this final instruction. They are screaming for you to pay attention. Before we proceed, I need you to anchor your presence and declare your readiness. Like this video to signal to the universe that you are open and receiving this divine transmission. Subscribe to Power Inside You, because in the coming days of this energetic shift, you will need daily guidance to navigate the new reality you are about to enter. And finally, to activate your own personal connection to this portal's closing sequence, type the number 888 in the comments below. 888 is the number of infinite abundance, of karmic balance, and of harvesting the rewards of your spiritual labor. By typing it now, you are stating your intention to receive your full divine inheritance. Do it now. The energy of this collective is a shield and an amplifier for all of us. This event, this final full supermoon, is a cosmic reset button of epic proportions. Think of the entire year of 2025 as a spiritual training ground. Every challenge, every tear, every moment of doubt, and every breakthrough has been a lesson, a preparation for this exact moment. The portal's opening was the universe giving you access to the tools, the wisdom, and the energetic upgrades needed to pass your final exam. The closure of the portal is that final exam. It is the moment the universe takes a snapshot of your dominant frequency, your core vibrational state, and uses it as the blueprint for your reality moving forward. This is why it is so critical to understand what I am about to share. The mistake, the timeline blocking action, is not some grand, obvious act of negativity. It is not about shouting in anger or indulging in base vices. The universe knows you have evolved beyond that. No, this mistake is far more insidious. It is a quiet poison, a shadow frequency that masquerades as wisdom, as humility, as spiritual prudence. Have you been feeling it? That deep, unshakable sense that something massive is on the horizon? Perhaps you've been experiencing restless nights, waking up consistently at 3 or 4 a.m., which is known as the spiritual witching hour, the time when the veil between worlds is at its thinnest. Maybe you've had ringing in your ears, a sign of your energetic body being attuned to higher frequencies, downloads from your celestial guides, or maybe it's the numbers. You glance at the clock and see 11:11. Your receipt at the store is $22.22. You see license plates with 333 or 444. These are not coincidences. These are winks from the cosmos, trail markers left by your divine support team to let you know you are on the right path, heading directly towards this profound celestial event. These signs are validations that you are one of the souls who is energetically sensitive enough to perceive this shift. But with great sensitivity comes great responsibility. Your finely tuned energy field is also more susceptible to the subtle distortion I am warning you about. This is why you must be hyper-vigilant in these final precious hours before the gate swings shut. The mistake is a form of subconscious prayer, an unintentional manifestation that works in direct opposition to everything you have been consciously asking for. It cancels out your affirmations, it nullifies your rituals, and it completely scrambles the signal you are sending out to the quantum field. You can light 1,000 candles, you can chant 1,000,000 mantras, but if you make this one mistake, you are essentially building a beautiful ship with a massive hole in its hull. It will sink. Your miracles will sink with it. The ancient mystics knew of this period. They didn't call it a portal, they called it the Great Sorting, or the Time of Echoes. They understood that at the culmination of a major astrological cycle, the fabric of reality becomes thin, and whatever is held in the heart of humanity is echoed back tenfold, solidifying into tangible experience. What you are feeling is the final surge of this potent energy. It's the last wave before the tide recedes, leaving behind on the shores of your life either the treasures you've been seeking or the debris of old timelines. The choice is determined by your frequency in these final moments. This is not a test of worthiness. You have already proven your worth by enduring and growing. This is a test of clarity, a test of pure, unadulterated belief in the reality you have chosen. The mistake I speak of is the ultimate contaminant to that clarity. It is the virus in the system, the flaw in the code that corrupts the entire program. And the most dangerous part is that most people who commit it believe they are doing something wise and spiritual. They believe they are protecting themselves, when in fact they are imprisoning themselves. They are turning the key, locking the door to their own miracle timeline, and then wondering why their prayers are not being answered. The universe is not punishing you, it is only responding to the signal you send. My purpose here is to help you find that flawed signal, isolate it, and rewrite it before it becomes your permanent broadcast. Type I am clears in the comments below to declare to the universe that you are releasing all ancestral baggage and are ready to receive. So what is this devastating mistake? What is this subtle act that you must avoid at all costs? As the December 8th portal closes, the mistake is seeking external validation for your inner knowing. It is the act of looking outside of yourself for confirmation that what you feel is real, that what you desire is possible, and that your miracle is truly on its way. In these final hours, the urge to do this will be almost overwhelming. It will manifest as a sudden need to ask a friend if they are feeling the energy too. It will show up as a desperate scroll through social media, looking for other spiritual teachers to confirm what you are already feeling. It will appear as an obsession with getting a last-minute tarot reading, asking the cards to please just tell you that everything is going to be okay. This act, which seems like a harmless quest for connection and reassurance, is a statement of profound doubt to the universe. It is a vibrational declaration that says, I do not fully trust my own senses, I do not fully believe my own intuition, my connection to the divine is not enough, I need a third party to co-sign on my miracle. At this critical juncture, this is the energetic equivalent of pulling the plug on a machine that is moments away from completing its task. Think of it in terms of quantum physics. The unmanifested realm is a sea of infinite potential, a wave of possibilities. Your pure, focused intention and belief are what cause that wave to collapse into a single, observable reality. Your miracle. The moment you look outside of yourself for confirmation, you introduce a second observer into the experiment. Your doubt. You are no longer observing the reality of your miracle. You are observing your need for your miracle to be validated. And the quantum field, in its infinite and impartial wisdom, will give you exactly what you are observing. It will not give you the miracle. It will give you a reality where you are constantly searching for validation that your miracle is coming. It will lock you into a timeline of almost a state of perpetual waiting, because you have declared through your actions that you are more focused on the waiting and the needing of proof than on the having and the being. This is the trap. In these final hours, the energy is so potent, so sensitive, that even a small act of seeking external validation sends a tidal wave of doubt through your energy field, effectively neutralizing all the high-frequency work you have done. Your intuition, that quiet voice inside, that deep gut feeling, that is the validation. That is God, the universe, your higher self, speaking to you directly. To turn to another human being, another set of tarot cards, another online guru, and ask, is what I'm feeling real? Is to insult the divinity within you. This is why this period is called the time of echoes. The portal's closing will echo back your most dominant state. If your dominant state is one of quiet, unshakable, internal certainty, it will echo back a reality that perfectly mirrors that certainty. Miracles will not just appear, they will feel like the most natural thing in the world, a logical conclusion to your unwavering inner state. But if your dominant state is one of flickering faith that constantly needs to be recharged by outside sources, it will echo back a reality of flickering hope, of signs that lead nowhere, of almost there moments that never fully materialize. You become trapped in the waiting room of destiny. You must understand, this is a solo mission. Your awakening, your ascension, is your own. While we can walk together and support each other, the final step across the threshold into your new reality must be taken alone, armed with nothing but the radical, audacious, and unconditional trust in your own divine connection. This is the ultimate act of sovereignty. It is you looking the universe in the eye and saying, I need no other witness but myself. I am the creator and the observer of my reality. My inner knowing is my compass, my map, and my destination. I am ready. The temptation will be immense. You might get a sudden fearful thought that you are making it all up. You might feel a wave of loneliness, a desire to connect with someone, anyone, to make sure you are not crazy. This is the final test of the ego. The ego cannot survive in a state of pure trust. It thrives on external data, on comparison, on validation from the outside world. To secure your miracle timeline, you must let the ego's desperate need for a cosigner die. You must sit in the sacred silence of your own being, and know, not believe, but know that the shifts you are feeling are real. The miracle you have been praying for is not just coming. It is already here, waiting in the energetic wings for your signal of pure, unadulterated, internal certainty, to call it onto the stage of your life. In these final hours, your greatest act of power is silence. Your greatest spiritual tool is stillness. Your most potent ritual is turning off your phone, logging off social media, and refusing to ask another soul for their opinion on your journey. You are the oracle. You are the channel. The message has already been delivered to you. The question is, do you have the courage to accept it without needing anyone else to read it back to you? This is the final key that turns the lock. All other rituals are secondary. Protect your inner knowing. Guard it with the ferocity of a dragon, guarding its treasure. For in these final hours, it is the most valuable thing you possess. It is the raw material of your future. Let the truth of what I have just shared settle into your bones. Breathe it in. This isn't just information. It is a live activation code for your spiritual sovereignty. The reason this final test of the portal closure centers around the rejection of external validation is because it is the most sophisticated trap for the advanced soul. The universe knows you've mastered the basics. You have learned to transmute anger, to practice forgiveness, to hold a vision. But the final boss in this level of the spiritual game is not an external demon. It is the ghost of your own self-doubt. It is the deeply programmed, cellular-level belief inherited from the 3D matrix that your power is conditional, that your intuition requires a second opinion, that the voice of God speaks louder through others than it does through you. This full moon on December 8th is the final severing of that cord. We are at a point of cosmic divergence, a great schism in timelines that is happening right now, in these very hours. Imagine two paths branching out from this exact moment. One path is luminous, vibrant, and flows with the effortless grace of divine timing. This is the 5D miracle timeline. On this path, your desires manifest with breathtaking speed. Your health aligns with its divine blueprint. Your soul family finds you, and your purpose unfolds as naturally as a flower opening to the sun. The other path is a continuation of the old paradigm. It is a loop. It feels heavy, dense, and is characterized by struggle, by waiting, by near misses and constant seeking. It's a timeline where you are always one more workshop, one more crystal, one more validation away from your breakthrough. A breakthrough that on that path will never fully arrive, because the path itself is paved with the energy of not yet. The key, the literal energetic frequency that determines which path you step onto as this portal closes, is where you place your locus of truth. Is it inside, or is it outside? This is not a metaphor. This is the energetic mechanics of our new reality. The Schumann resonance, the very heartbeat of our planet, has been spiking in erratic and unprecedented ways, mirroring the internal chaos and upgrades happening within the collective. The Earth's electromagnetic field is weakening, allowing more cosmic radiation, more high-frequency light-encoded data to flood the planet. This data is upgrading your DNA, activating dormant psychic senses, and preparing your physical vessel to hold the light of your higher self. But like any powerful software update, it requires you to delete old incompatible programs. The program of "I need external proof" is the most incompatible program of all. It is a virus that literally cannot be carried into the operating system of the 5D miracle timeline. Therefore, the universe, in its infinite love, is presenting this final test. It is forcing a choice. It is asking you, will you now, in this final moment, accept the full and terrifying responsibility of being your own oracle? Will you trust the God spark within you above all else? Your answer, broadcast not through your words but through your energetic state in these final hours, will seal your trajectory. The pull to seek validation will feel like a magnetic force, precisely because the old timeline is fighting for its existence. It feeds on your doubt. It is powered by your seeking. When you turn to another and ask, "Do you think this is real?" you are literally feeding the very paradigm you are trying to escape. You are offering your life force to the timeline of struggle. It is a subtle but profound form of energetic suicide. So, let's break down the symptoms, the subtle ways this timeline blocking mistake is manifesting for people right now, so you can diagnose it within yourself and stop the energy leak before the gate is sealed. The first and most common symptom is what I call the spiritual shopper. This is the soul who endlessly consumes spiritual content. They jump from one YouTube channel to another, one tarot reader to another, one astrological forecast to another, collecting conflicting pieces of information. They have a folder full of screenshots of angel numbers, and a bookshelf groaning under the weight of spiritual self-help books they've barely read. They are shopping for the one perfect piece of validation that will finally give them permission to believe what they already know deep down. Their seeking is not born of genuine curiosity, but of a deep-seated fear that their own inner voice is not enough. Each new video watched, each new article read, provides a temporary high, a fleeting sense of okay, it's real, only to be followed by a crash of doubt hours later, which precipitates the need for another fix, another hit of external validation. This is a debilitating addiction to second-hand certainty. If you find yourself scrolling desperately tonight, looking for one more sign, one more confirmation, you must recognize this pattern for what it is, a declaration of distrust in yourself. You are telling the universe you are a consumer of hope, not a creator of reality, and the universe will oblige, keeping you in a state where you always need to consume more. The antidote is to stop shopping, to declare an information fast, to decide that you have already gathered all the external data you need, and the only remaining task is to integrate it by trusting the internal signal it has helped you to awaken. Type "I am the Oracle" in the comments below right now. Feel the power in that statement. It is a declaration of independence from the need for external spiritual authority. You are claiming your power back. The second symptom is vibrational comparison. This is a deeply insidious trap of the ego, dressed in spiritual clothing. It's when you hear about a friend's powerful meditation experience, or see someone on social media describing their profound connection to their guides, and instead of feeling joy for them, a cold knot of fear forms in your stomach. The voice in your head whispers, "Why wasn't my meditation like that? My signs aren't that clear. Maybe I'm not as connected as they are. Am I doing it wrong?" In that moment, you have taken the sacred, unique, and personal journey of your soul and tried to measure it against another's. This is a catastrophic energy leak. You are comparing your unique divine blueprint to someone else's, forgetting that one person may need a thunderclap from the heavens, while your guidance comes as a gentle whisper on the breeze, or the simple, undeniable feeling of peace in your heart. When you engage in vibrational comparison, you are telling the universe that you believe spirituality is a competition, a hierarchy of chosenness, and that you fear you are losing. This energy of lack, of competition, of not enoughness, is the polar opposite of the frequency required for the miracle timeline. The miracle timeline is built on the unshakable knowing of your own unique and sufficient connection. It is the understanding that your path is tailor-made for you, and the signs you receive are perfectly calibrated for your specific level of awareness. To compare your signs to another's is like a fish comparing its ability to breathe underwater with a bird's ability to fly. It is a nonsensical and self-destructive act. In these final hours, you must bless every other person's journey and then ruthlessly, lovingly, bring your focus back to your own. Your only benchmark is the person you were yesterday. Is your trust in yourself stronger today? That is the only comparison that matters. This is not for everyone. It's for the chosen who are ready to change their reality. I released a members-only deep briefing called Chosen Ones. Warning: 12/12 Supermoon Portal, December 2025. Final massive opportunity for chosen ones. Ignore this video and regret for years. In that video I reveal the exact activations and protections you must do. Click the description link or the pinned comment and watch it before the energy lands. If you skip this window, you may never get this same upgrade. The third symptom, and perhaps the most tragic, is using the search for validation as a form of divine procrastination. This is when you know, deep in your soul, the action you need to take. You know you need to leave the soul-crushing job. You know you need to end the relationship that is draining your life force. You know you need to move to that new city that has been calling your name. The inner knowing is there, clear as a bell, but it's terrifying. So you bargain with the universe. You say, "Okay, I'll do it, but first I need a sign. Just one more undeniable sign." You then embark on a quest for this perfect movie-level sign, and you use the absence of that sign as a justification for your inaction. You are using the search for external validation as a holy excuse to stay in a timeline that is suffocating you. The universe has already given you the sign. The sign is the deep, persistent, gut-wrenching knowing in the pit of your stomach. The sign is the feeling of dread you get every Sunday night. The sign is the feeling of expansion and joy you feel when you imagine the new life. Your intuition is the ultimate sign. To ask for another is to tell the universe that you are unwilling to act on its guidance. This places a massive blockage in your miracle timeline. Miracles require co-creation. They require your action. They need you to take the terrifying leap based on your inner knowing first, and then the net will appear. If you are waiting for the net to appear before you jump, you will be waiting forever. Tonight you must be brutally honest with yourself. Where are you using the quest for a sign as an excuse not to take the leap your soul is screaming for you to take? You must renounce that pattern right now. You must decide that your own inner knowing is a sufficient call to action. This is what I call the practice of radical inner sovereignty. It is the conscious, moment-to-moment decision to treat your inner world as the primary and most trustworthy source of reality. It is an internal posture that is militant in its rejection of outside opinion and gentle in its embrace of its own quiet truth. It is the understanding that your feelings are not random. They are a highly sophisticated guidance system. Your excitement is your soul saying yes. Your anxiety and dread are your soul saying no. It is that simple. The mind complicates it. The ego demands proof, but the soul simply knows. Cultivating this in these final high-stakes hours is your #1 priority. So how do we do it? The first step is to declare a sacred information fast for the remainder of the time until the portal fully closes on December 8th. This is non-negotiable. After this transmission is over, you must log out. Turn off the notifications. Put down your phone. Do not ask your spouse, your best friend, or your spiritual mentor for their take on the energy. Do not pull a single tarot card. Do not watch another spiritual video. You must create a sacred vacuum, a space of profound quiet, so that the signal of your own soul can rise from a whisper to a roar. In the silence, you will hear your own truth. It might be uncomfortable at first. The ego will scream in the quiet, desperate for the stimulation and validation of the outside world. Let it scream. Your job is to sit in the center of that storm, unmoving, and listen for the voice beneath the noise. That voice is your direct line to source. That voice is the only validation you will ever need. Type "I harness the lunar energy" within to affirm that the power of this supermoon is not something external to you, but a force you command from your own sovereign center. The second step is to actively engage in a dialogue with your higher self. This is not a passive waiting, it is an active communion. Take out a journal, or simply close your eyes in a quiet space. Ask specific, loving questions, and be patient for the answers. The answers may not come in words, but in feelings, images, or a simple sense of knowing. Ask my beloved higher self, what is the one core truth I need to embody in these final hours to secure my miracle timeline? Then be still and feel the answer. It might be a single word like trust, courage, or worthiness. Ask, what physical sensation can I use as my personal, undeniable confirmation that I am aligned with my highest path? For some, it will be a warmth in their chest, for others a tingling in their hands, or a feeling of pressure on their third eye. This is you, building your own internal validation system, calibrated specifically for your energy field. This bypasses the need for external signs entirely. Why look for a feather on the ground when you can feel the very presence of angels as a warmth in your own heart? You are moving from a beginner's reliance on external symbols to an advanced mastery of internal sensory communication with the divine. This is a quantum leap in your spiritual evolution. Practice this dialogue. Nurture it. This is your most important relationship, and in the new 5D reality, it will be your primary source of navigation. Finally, the third step is to anchor your knowing in the physical realm. High-frequency energy can feel floaty and unreal, which can trigger the ego's need for tangible proof. You must ground this sacred knowing into your body and into the earth. Go outside and stand barefoot on the ground, even if it's cold. Feel the solidness of the planet beneath you. As you do, state aloud, "As I am grounded to the earth, my inner knowing is grounded into my reality." Place your hand on your heart and say, "This feeling in my heart is more real than any headline, any opinion, any fear. This is my compass." Breathe deeply and consciously, following the breath as it enters your body and fills your lungs. The breath is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical. With each breath, you are physically embodying your spiritual truth. This practice tells your subconscious mind and your body's innate intelligence that this new state of inner sovereignty is not just a fleeting idea, but the new permanent operating system. It calms the nervous system's fight or flight response that gets triggered by the ego's fear of the unknown. You are showing your entire being, on a cellular level, that it is safe to trust itself. It is safe to be sovereign. This is the final piece of the puzzle. You receive the inner knowing, you commune with it, and then you anchor it into your physical reality through conscious action and presence. This three-step process, the fast, the dialogue, and the anchor, is your foolproof protocol for navigating the portal's closure with grace and power, ensuring that you don't just witness the miracle timeline, but that you become one of its primary architects. This is your moment. Do not abdicate your throne of power by asking another for permission to rule your own kingdom. Your reign begins now. As you integrate this profound shift in perspective, moving from an external seeker to an internal knower, let's explore the deeper mechanics of what this full moon portal, closure on December 8th, is truly about. This is not a passive event that is simply happening to you. It is a deeply participatory, co-creative celestial alignment, and your understanding of its mythic and energetic archetypes is crucial. Every full moon is a point of culmination, of illumination, where the seeds planted during the new moon come to fruition, and what was hidden in the shadows is brought into the light. But this is a final full supermoon. The supermoon aspect means the moon is at its perigee, its closest point to Earth, making its gravitational and energetic pull on us exponentially more powerful. It pulls on the tides of the oceans, and it pulls on the tides of your own emotional and energetic bodies, which are, after all, composed of mostly water. This proximity magnifies everything. Your emotions, your thoughts, your hidden beliefs, they are all amplified and projected onto the quantum screen of reality with immense force. The final aspect signifies that this is the last such event of this particular energetic cycle. It represents the closing of a karmic chapter. Think of it as the final scene of a long, epic movie. The plot lines are converging, the character arcs are reaching their climax, and the final reality is about to be revealed before the credits roll and a new movie begins. You are not just a spectator, you are the lead character, and your state of being in this final scene determines the happily ever after you will experience. The archetypal energy at play during this specific lunar event is that of the sovereign and the orphan. The orphan is the part of our consciousness that feels small, abandoned, and powerless. It is the voice of the inner child who believes it needs a parent figure, an external authority, to tell it that it is safe, that it is loved, and that everything will be okay. The orphan is the source of the desperate need for external validation. It looks outside for a savior, for a guru, for a sign, because it does not believe it has the power within itself to create its own safety and its own miracles. It is the energy that says, "Please tell me what to do. Please show me the way. I can't trust myself." This orphan archetype is a product of the 3D matrix, a program deliberately installed to keep humanity in a state of dependency and spiritual immaturity. For centuries, this has been the dominant operating system for most of humanity. But this portal closure is forcing the death of the orphan within the chosen ones, the awakened souls. It is a forced graduation. The energy is now too high, the frequency of the planet is too elevated to sustain this archetype of powerlessness. It must be shed, like a snake shedding its skin. In its place, the sovereign archetype is being activated with ferocious intensity. The sovereign is the part of your consciousness that knows its divine origin. It is the king or queen of its own inner kingdom. The sovereign does not ask for permission. It does not seek consensus. Its word is law within its own reality, because it understands that its reality is a direct projection of its own consciousness. The sovereign trusts its inner knowing implicitly, because it recognizes that this knowing is its direct connection to the cosmic intelligence of the universe, to God's source itself. The sovereign does not need a sign from the outside world, because it is the sign. Its very presence, its aligned and centered energy, is what commands the elements of reality to rearrange themselves in accordance with its will. This full moon portal closure is the coronation ceremony for the sovereign within you. But to take the throne, you must first abdicate the role of the orphan. You cannot be both at once. They are mutually exclusive frequencies. The act of seeking external validation is the ultimate prayer of the orphan. The act of sitting in silent, radical trust of your own inner knowing is the ultimate decree of the sovereign. In these final hours, every time you feel the pull to look outside yourself, you must recognize it as the dying gasp of the orphan archetype. You must lovingly but firmly deny its request. You must say, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe in the old way, but I am no longer a child, I am the sovereign now, and my own counsel is all I require." Type "I am sovereign" in the comments right now. This is not just an affirmation. It is a vow. It is an energetic decree that you are releasing the orphan and stepping onto the throne of your own reality. Do it with intention. Let's talk about the physical and emotional symptoms you might be experiencing as this archetypal battle rages within you. You might feel waves of profound sadness or grief for no apparent reason. This is the orphan archetype mourning its own death. It is the shedding of lifetimes of perceived powerlessness. Do not resist this grief. Allow it to move through you. Cry the tears. Feel the sorrow. But do not attach a story to it. Simply witness it as an energetic cleansing, the final rinsing out of an old, outdated program. You may also experience intense moments of anxiety or a feeling of being ungrounded and lost. This is the moment of transition, the space between abdicating the orphan's role and fully embodying the sovereign's power. It can feel like a free fall. In these moments, the orphan will scream the loudest for you to grab onto something external for safety. A friend's opinion, a tarot reading, anything. This is the critical choice point. Instead of reaching out, you must reach in. Anchor yourself. Using the techniques I described earlier. Stand on the earth. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe. This is how you build the internal foundation of the sovereign. You are teaching your nervous system that it can find its own center, that it does not need an external anchor to feel secure. This is a profound rewiring of your entire being. Conversely, you may also be experiencing moments of incredible clarity, profound peace, and a sense of power you have never felt before. You might find solutions to long-standing problems appearing in your mind with effortless ease. You may feel a deep sense of connection to all of life, and a quiet, unshakable certainty that everything is working out for your highest good. These are the moments when you are successfully embodying the sovereign. These are glimpses of your new reality on the miracle timeline. Your job is to cherish these moments. Anchor them. When you feel that peace, that power, consciously say to yourself, "This is my new normal. This is my true energetic home." The more you consciously acknowledge and inhabit this state, the more it will become your dominant frequency. You are literally training your vibrational set point, tuning your energetic signature to the frequency of the sovereign. This is the most important work you can possibly be doing right now. The universe is not grading you on how many hours you meditate or how many affirmations you recite. It is taking a snapshot of your dominant state of being. Are you dominantly in the fear and seeking of the orphan, or in the calm, centered knowing of the sovereign? That snapshot will become the blueprint for your life moving forward. This is urgent. Do not skip this. Watch the members-only briefing, Chosen Ones Deck 12/12. Rare Moon Portal is 2025's last and biggest gateway. No second chances after this. Act now or regret forever. I reveal the activations and protections you must do before the spiritual energy shifts. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment now. This window won't wait. This brings us to the nature of the miracles themselves. On the miracle timeline, miracles are not random, lottery-style events. They are logical, vibrational consequences. They are the natural harvest of a reality that is being governed by your sovereign self. Let's talk about the three primary miracles that are lining up for those who successfully navigate this portal closure. The first is the miracle of divine alignment. This is the profound reordering of your external life to perfectly match your soul's true purpose and passion. This is where the job you hate suddenly ends, not with a painful firing, but with a graceful release, maybe a severance package, or the company restructuring, freeing you to pursue what you love. This is where the toxic relationships in your life, the ones that have drained your energy for years, either miraculously heal and transform into relationships of mutual respect, or they simply and quietly fall away without drama or conflict, creating space for your true soul family to appear. This is where opportunities that you thought were impossible, that you didn't even know how to ask for, begin to show up on your doorstep, presented to you as if by magic. This isn't magic, it is the magnetic consequence of your own aligned energy field. When you are operating from the sovereign's frequency, you become a powerful magnet for everything that is in vibrational resonance with your soul's code. You no longer have to chase opportunities, they are drawn to you. You don't have to network and hustle in the old 3D way. Your very energy becomes your calling card, and the universe becomes your divine headhunter, bringing you the people, places, and experiences that are a perfect match. The key to unlocking this miracle is to stop seeking validation for your path and simply be on your path. The more you trust your unique inner calling without needing anyone else to understand or approve of it, the faster the universe will rearrange the chess pieces of your life to support it. Type "I receive divine alignment" in the comments to state your conscious intention to accept this profound reordering of your reality. The second miracle is the miracle of energetic sovereignty and radiant health. This is the profound healing and upgrading of your physical vessel. For years, many of you have been struggling with chronic ailments, with fatigue, with mysterious aches and pains that doctors cannot explain. Much of this is the result of holding the dense, contracted energy of the orphan archetype in your cellular structure. The frequency of fear, of unworthiness, of powerlessness, creates real physical inflammation and disease in the body. As you fully release the orphan and embody the sovereign, you are releasing the root energetic cause of these ailments. The sovereign's frequency of self-trust, of inner peace, of worthiness, is a powerful healing balm. It allows your body's innate intelligence to finally do its work without interference. It allows your DNA to complete its light body activation. You may notice sudden healings. A chronic pain you've had for a decade simply vanishes. An allergy you've always suffered from disappears. You may find yourself with a level of energy you haven't had since you were a child. Your sleep may become deep and restorative. Your cravings for dense, low-vibration foods may fall away, replaced by a desire for clean, light-filled nourishment. This is your body coming into alignment with your new sovereign frequency. It is becoming a temple of light. The warning here is crucial. Do not seek external validation for your healing process. If you start to feel better, do not immediately run to a doctor to ask, "Is this real?" Do not obsess over medical tests to prove your healing. This is the orphan's trap again. The moment you seek external medical validation for an energetic healing, you are introducing doubt into the system and can literally reverse the process. You must trust the feeling of well-being in your own body above all else. Your body is the ultimate oracle of your health. When it tells you it is well, you must have the courage to believe it, regardless of what any external authority might say. This is radical, and it is the key to embodying the new human template of radiant health. The third miracle, and in many ways the most profound, is the miracle of unconditional abundance. This is not just about money, although financial flow is certainly a part of it. This is the dissolving of the entire paradigm of lack from your reality. The orphan archetype is fundamentally rooted in a belief in lack of power, lack of safety, lack of love, lack of resources. It is always looking outside of itself because it believes the supply is out there and it needs to find a way to get its share. The sovereign, on the other hand, knows that it is the source. It understands that abundance is not something you get, but something you are. It is a frequency you embody. The universe is a mirror, and when you embody the frequency of wholeness, of enoughness, of being the source of your own supply, the universe has no choice but to reflect back a reality of infinite, unconditional abundance. This is where money begins to flow to you from unexpected sources. An old investment pays off. A creative idea suddenly becomes incredibly lucrative. Someone offers you a gift or an inheritance out of the blue. But it's more than that. It's an abundance of time, an abundance of creative energy, an abundance of love, an abundance of synchronicities that make life feel graceful and easy. It is the experience of living in a state of perpetual flow, where whatever you need appears at the exact moment you need it, often before you even consciously ask. This is the promise of the 5D reality. It is a reality based not on earning or deserving, but on being and allowing. The timeline blocking mistake here is to doubt the flow. When an unexpected blessing appears, the orphan's voice will say, "This is too good to be true. When is the other shoe going to drop?" It will want you to check your bank account obsessively, to worry about where the next supply will come from. This is a prayer for lack. The sovereign's response is to receive with gratitude, and to trust, implicitly, that where that came from, there is infinitely more. It is to know that you are the source, and the well will never run dry. Your radical trust in the flow is what keeps the flow coming. These three miracles, divine alignment, radiant health, and unconditional abundance, are not separate. They are three facets of the same diamond. They are the natural, holistic expression of a life lived from the sovereign's frequency. They are your divine birthright, but they cannot be delivered to an address where the orphan still resides. The universe is waiting for you to evict that old tenant, to claim your throne, to declare your inner kingdom a sovereign state. This full moon portal closure is the deadline for that declaration. It is the moment of cosmic choice. Will you continue to be a humble subject in someone else's kingdom, constantly seeking the approval and validation of external authorities? Or will you pick up your scepter, place the crown upon your own head, and begin to rule? The choice is yours, and it is being made right now, in the quiet chambers of your own heart. Your entire future, the very fabric of the reality you will inhabit for years to come, hangs on this single silent internal choice. Choose wisely. Choose sovereignty. We stand now at the precipice, the final threshold before this immense celestial gate swings shut. You have been given the key, the understanding that your radical inner sovereignty is the master frequency that unlocks the miracle timeline. You have seen the insidious nature of the orphan archetype and its desperate, timeline-blocking plea for external validation. You understand the three core miracles of alignment, health, and abundance that are the birthright of the sovereign self. Now, we must discuss the final practical application. How do you walk through these last hours? How do you hold this sovereign frequency amidst the chaos of a world still largely operating on the old program of fear and doubt? This is the final integration. It is about taking this sacred knowledge from the realm of theory and embodying it as your living, breathing reality, moment by moment, until the portal's closure seals it as your new energetic foundation. This is where the spiritual warrior is truly forged, not in the grand gestures, but in the small, silent choices made in the crucible of these final, potent moments. The first and most critical practice for these final hours is the militant curation of your energetic environment. Your energy field is an exquisitely sensitive instrument right now, and you must treat it as such. You are in the final stages of a delicate divine operation, and you must maintain a sterile energetic field. This means you must become a ruthless, unapologetic guardian of your own peace. This goes beyond the information fast I mentioned earlier. This extends to your physical and relational spaces. For these last hours, you must avoid any person, place, or situation that you know, on an intuitive level, drains your energy or triggers your self-doubt. This is not the time to have that difficult conversation with your critical family member. This is not the time to meet up with the friend who subtly belittles your spiritual beliefs. This is not the time to be a martyr or a people pleaser. Saying no in these final hours is one of the most sacred acts of self-love you can perform. Every no to a low-frequency engagement is a resounding yes to your miracle timeline. It is a declaration of the sovereign who understands that their energy is their most precious resource and will not allow it to be squandered. You must also curate your physical space. Your home is a temple for your energy. In these final hours, make it a sanctuary. Cleanse it with sage, Palo Santo, or even just by opening the windows and letting in fresh air and sunlight. Play high-frequency music, solfeggio frequencies, classical music, or gentle meditative sounds. Remove clutter, light a white candle, and dedicate it to your own inner knowing and sovereignty. These are not just symbolic acts, they are powerful energetic statements. They signal to the universe, and to your own subconscious mind, that you are creating a space that is worthy and ready to receive the high-frequency reality you are calling in. You are physically demonstrating that you will not tolerate energetic contamination in your environment. This external order and purity will be mirrored in your internal state, reinforcing the clarity and certainty of the sovereign. Do not underestimate the power of your physical surroundings. The 3D world is a reflection of consciousness. By consciously arranging your immediate physical world to reflect peace, clarity, and sovereignty, you are powerfully reinforcing the very energetic state you wish to embody as the portal closes. The universe will read this action as a clear and unambiguous signal of your choice. Type "My reality" is a sacred space in the comments below. Affirm that you are taking full command of your environment and allowing only that which is in alignment with your highest good to enter your field. The second practice is the embodiment of what I call prospective gratitude. This is a quantum technology disguised as a simple spiritual practice. Normal gratitude focuses on being thankful for what you have received. Prospective gratitude is the practice of feeling and expressing profound, overwhelming gratitude for the miracles that are on their way but have not yet physically manifested. This is not faking it till you make it. This is a deep understanding of the mechanics of creation. In the quantum realm, all potential realities already exist. Your miracle timeline is not something you have to build from scratch. It is a reality that is already fully formed, waiting for you to align with it vibrationally. The frequency that aligns you most powerfully and quickly with any desired reality is the frequency of already having it. And what is the dominant emotion you will feel when your miracles have manifested? Overwhelming gratitude. Therefore, by generating that feeling of gratitude now, you are building an energetic bridge directly to that timeline. You are literally pulling that future reality into your present moment. In these final hours, find a quiet space, close your eyes, and let yourself feel the reality of your miracles. Don't just think about them, feel them in your body. What does it feel like to wake up every day, filled with radiant energy and vibrant health? Feel the vitality in your cells, the strength in your body, the clarity in your mind. Generate the feeling of immense gratitude for this incredible gift of well-being. What does it feel like to be living your divine purpose, to be sharing your gifts with the world and receiving abundant compensation for it? Feel the joy, the fulfillment, the sense of rightness. Feel the profound gratitude for the opportunities, the creativity, the effortless flow. What does it feel like to be surrounded by your soul, family, to experience deep, unconditional love and connection? Feel the warmth in your heart, the safety, the belonging. Feel the overwhelming gratitude for these beautiful souls in your life. Stay in this feeling state for as long as you can. Let the tears of gratitude flow. This is the most powerful form of prayer. You are not asking from a place of lack, you are affirming from a place of fullness. You are vibrating in harmony with the reality you choose. The orphan begs and pleads. The sovereign gives thanks in advance, knowing that it is already done. This practice of prospective gratitude will override any lingering doubt, because the feeling of gratitude cannot coexist with the feeling of fear. It is the ultimate frequency shifter, and it is your most powerful tool for locking in your choice of timeline. Now I must address a final critical warning. It is a shadow aspect of the spiritual ego that can arise in these final moments and sabotage everything. It is the temptation to judge those who are not awakened, those who are still asleep and operating in the old paradigm. As you feel yourself elevating as your connection to your sovereign self becomes stronger. You may look out at the world and feel a sense of frustration, anger, or even pity for those who are caught in the matrix, who are making different choices, who are still deep in the drama of the orphan archetype. You might think, they just don't get it. This is a trap. The moment you move into a frequency of judgment or separation, you lower your own vibration. The sovereign does not judge. The sovereign understands that every soul is on its own perfect journey, that every soul has its own unique curriculum and timeline for awakening. The sovereign holds a state of compassionate allowance. It honors the free will of all beings, even those who choose to remain in the illusion of struggle. To judge another is to create a splinter in your own energy field. It is a declaration that you believe in a hierarchy of worthiness, which is an orphan-based belief. The true sovereign sees the divine spark in all beings, no matter how deeply it may be hidden. Your role in these final hours is not to save the world. It is to save yourself, by which I mean to fully embody your true self. Your greatest gift to the collective is not your opinion, your judgment, or your attempts to wake others up. Your greatest gift is the silent, potent frequency of your own realized sovereignty. By holding this high, clear, and stable frequency, you become a lighthouse. You become an anchor for the new 5D grid on the planet. You don't need to preach or convince. Your very presence will begin to activate the potential for sovereignty in others when they are ready. So, when you encounter fear, when you see chaos in the news, when a loved one is mired in negativity, your task is not to engage it or fight it. Your task is to hold your center, to bless it, to see the divine spark within it, and to return to the unshakable peace of your own inner kingdom. This is the ultimate test of mastery. Can you hold the light while surrounded by shadow, without judging the shadow? Can you maintain your frequency of love and trust in a world that is still broadcasting fear and doubt? The answer must be yes. This compassionate detachment is the final seal on your sovereignty. It proves you are no longer triggered by the 3D matrix, and therefore you are truly free from it. So I leave you with this final charge. Guard your silence. Trust your feeling. Give thanks in advance. Hold all in compassion, and look yourself in the eye and claim your throne. The gate is closing. The snapshot is being taken. Let the image it captures be one of pure, radiant, unshakable sovereignty. Do not miss this. This is your moment. This is your time. Your miracle timeline is not just a possibility. It is a destiny waiting for you to claim it. Before we part, I invite you one last time to anchor this final transmission. Subscribe to Power Inside You to continue receiving guidance as we navigate this beautiful new earth together. And in the comments below, type the words that will be the anthem of your new reality. It is done. Not I hope, not I wish, but the sovereign's final absolute declaration of creation. It is done. Let this be your final word to the universe before the portal closes. Let it be the seal upon your heart and the foundation of your new beginning. I honor the sovereign within you. The time is now. This is urgent. Do not skip this. Watch the members-only briefing. Chosen Ones Deck 12/12. Rare Moon Portal is 2025's last and biggest gateway. No second chances after this. Act now or regret forever. I reveal the activations and protections you must do before the spiritual energy shifts. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment now. This window won't wait.